So we are in the rise of the summer flop buster, considering what happened with Indiana Jones and the Flash. And they just can't believe it. There were a couple of articles that I was looking at this morning trying to figure out why Indiana Jones and the Flash are box office bombs. There's a couple of reasons for the Flash. I think one of them is definitely superhero fatigue. People just tired of seeing superhero movies. I think they want something a little bit better than just another superhero movie. I also think Ezra Miller played a big part of that. I think Ezra Miller and people not wanting to see him in a movie was a big factor in The Flash. I do think that it played a part, which is amazing because usually people don't care. But maybe it was just the way that this situation went down. I don't know. I'll never be able to prove that, but I do suspect that it played a part in it. And then Indiana Jones. I've talked about this at length. I mean, people don't want to see an 80-something-year-old Indiana Jones. Phoebe Waller-Bridge was a turnoff. The movie didn't make any kind of cultural impact. Well, the franchise hasn't made any cultural impact in decades. But Disney, in their arrogance, thought they could put this movie out and it would make money. No, that didn't happen. So this article goes over a lot of this, but they don't address the obvious, the fact that the lack of quality at Lucasfilm has went down. They do talk about the fact that, it's an older audience. Young people, they didn't see anything in this that they would want to go watch. Diverse demographic has nothing to do with it. But then they talk like, what? Phoebe Waller-Bridge, that should have been a hit. That's what's funny. Hollywood is always shocked when movies with this person or anything involving her crashes and burns. Where is the appeal for this? Was Fleabag? I've never seen Fleabag. Is this some God tier show or something? Because just because you are in one thing and it's good doesn't necessarily mean you have star power. That's something that's changed in Hollywood over the past 10 years. A name doesn't bring anybody to the theater. Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., after he left that role, after Endgame, he was in a movie called Doolittle. That movie was a massive flop. 30 years ago, that movie would have been a hit because it would have been a Robert Downey Jr. movie. Everybody would have went to see it. But it's not like that anymore. If he couldn't get asses in seats, I highly doubt Phoebe Waller-Bridge was ever going to. That's what's wild to me. They act like she they act like she is some big box office draw. She's not. I don't understand Hollywood's fascination with her. But let's move on a little bit. The real hilarious story is that this Sound of Freedom movie is pounding Indiana Jones into submission. This movie is right there with it, dethroned it on July 4th, put it in the garbage can, said we're going to come in. This movie has a $14 million budget, by the way. $14 million. It's going to end up being a smashing success because it's already made $14 million. If it makes another 14, it's made its money back. And I think it'll be number one this weekend. So Indiana Jones is going to get knocked down to number 2 on its second weekend. And if it doesn't get knocked down to number 2, it's going to get damn close to getting knocked down. This movie came in and just dominated. By the way, the YouTube gods don't want you to talk about this movie, it would seem. I hear a lot of people are getting demonetized just for having the name in their title. Who would have thunk it? Elites don't want a certain topic talked about? That's interesting. So, yeah, this is funny to me. I mean, this is to be honest, a little indie movie. Cheap little movie, $14 million, and it's coming in, it's pummeling Lucasfilm Disney. Now, apparently they're saying that Indiana Jones and the Dial Destiny Destiny, I think it said Destiny, won Tuesday with 11.6 million over Sound of Freedom's reported 11.5 million. Oh, wow, it beat it by $100-something thousand. What a win. In my mind, Sound of Freedom is still kicking its ass. And I would bet you there's a strong possibility that it takes first place over the weekend. Apparently, you can buy a ticket for strangers with some pay-it-forward ticket. And now they're trying to say, oh, yeah, it's cleaning up the box office because people are buying strangers a ticket. I don't think that can we see some numbers on that? Because they never quote any numbers on how much of that is actually being spent. They don't say how much money. I bet you not a lot of people are doing that, to be honest. And even if they are, who cares? That's still paying for a ticket that people are going to use to go see the movie. So it doesn't really matter, to be honest, even if like the majority, let's say 75% of the ticket sales were that. It's still a ticket sale, and it's still going to have an ass in a seat. Speaking of asses and seats, look at this for Mission Impossible. This is from Thor Odinson. I'm trying to get Mission Impossible tickets for next Saturday, and seats are already filling up. Now, this is quite the picture here, considering what we saw for Indiana Jones a couple of days before that movie came out. This is over a week out, because this movie doesn't come out until next Thursday, and it's already filling up and selling out. I think this movie is going to be big. I think this movie is going to be massive. And will it pull a Top Gun 2? That's the question. It'll reinforce that Tom Cruise is the final movie star. Everyone go see this guy's movies, because you know what you're getting with a Tom Cruise movie. Him doing wild shit. Like that's a box office draw that I can get behind. I don't want to go see anything with Tom Cruise right now, because everything that he's in is him doing wild shit. Look at the next movie he wants to make. He wants to make a movie in space, which is totally a Tom Cruise thing to do. The first movie shot in space. Like, every Tom Cruise movie that comes out is wilder than the one that came before it. He's doing a great job. The one man who could save Hollywood. So I think this movie is going to be a massive hit, and in 2 weeks, people are going to be saying, who's Indiana Jones? What a colossal failure for Disney. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and Locals. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my Locals.